welcome back to my channel. What is up, you guys? We have such a special guest. So excited. This is Brooke. Brooke is my childhood best friend. We've been best friends for like 15 years now. I've never done a video with Brooke.
You just aged us.
You know, 15 years. We've never done like a dedicated video before. I feel like you guys know about her because you've seen her in like vlogs, and you've done like one mukbang with me where you ate like the fire noodles.
Oh my god, yeah, we did the fire noodles.
Yeah, and that was it.
And all of your subscribers commented on how I just swallowed them.
Yeah, you were like, we're done. And then you guys have seen her on Instagram, of course, but you guys don't really know her. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know why we've never done this before. Brooke has such an inspiring story. So I asked you guys on Instagram to send in questions over the weekend. I'll let her tell you guys a little bit about herself, like really brief. I didn't prep you for this. Just really brief, like really brief.
My name is Brooke. I grew up in York, Pennsylvania with Kim. That's where we met. And I live in Los Angeles. I'm working on a TV show for Netflix. Animated.
She's like really cool, you guys.
No.
So cool. Really cool, super humble about it. Has really good hair. We've been friends since like 2006, so that is 15 years, right? 2006. We're not math majors.
Really good at math. Yeah, roughly around there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, bye. Bye. Okay, so we went through all of your questions. There were so many questions, so thank you so much for submitting them. A lot of them were repetitive, so we just kind of bundled everything together. We have 20 questions to go through, so let's get started. A lot of them are like really mixed between like Brooke and I, like about our friendship, and then we have actually a lot about Brooke. I think Brooke has like a lot of things that a lot of you guys will be able to relate to, and that's why I wanted to do this Q&A so bad. I've never had someone stare at me so much when I talk. I don't know where to look. Isn't it weird being a guest?
I feel like it's weird if I just stare at everybody while you're talking.
Oh, by the way, new merch coming soon. We don't have a launch date yet. She's like, titties. I'll give you guys a date when it launches. Okay, first question.
Okay.
How did you and Brooke meet?
So we were going into our 7th grade year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I moved.
Yes.
I
Kim
moved.
went to school at Central, and I went to York Suburban at the time, and...
Were you there your whole life?
Yes, I was there my whole life.
Oh, wow.
Go Trojans!
No! Brooke, no! What was our high school field called? We were so embarrassed.
Dick May Field.
Yeah, we were the Trojans, and the football field was Dick May Field.
Yeah, but Xanga was really big then. I don't know if any of you have even heard of that site.
Xanga.
Do you remember that? It was like describe what Xanga is, if anybody hasn't been on it.
A Tumblr, right?
No, it was like a public diary.
Oh my god, you know what's weird? I have an image of it in my head. Okay, we're gonna see if it still exists, but it's probably like modern now because of 2021. But Xanga was like Brooke said, a public diary. You basically made your own website, you typed whatever you wanted. It was like a blog. Yes. It was the beginning of blogs.
That's true. I feel like the only thing I posted on that was like a boyfriend I had at the time, and I'd be like,
yeah.
Crushing on so-and-so.
So I honestly think we were like meant to be best friends, and let me tell you why. Because on Xanga, you don't have friends. It's literally just a public site, right? So I don't know how we found each other.
I don't know if you could follow each other. Like how did
we find each other?
I don't know. Kim found me. Kim stalked me. And I'm just kidding, I'm kidding.
No, I probably did.
I'm kidding.
I was trying to look for friends.
I got a message from Kim on Xanga saying that she was leaving Central and you were coming to Suburban. And okay, Kim has to find this photo, but her profile picture. Can you just demonstrate with the tree behind you?
Wait, no, literally. Okay, wait. First of all, I have to find the. Okay, you guys, my literally profile picture was a plant. It wasn't this big, right? It was a small one. It was like right up to here. Okay. No. Brooke and I used to have a photo bucket. Do people still use that?
No.
Brooke and I used to have a photo bucket, and we created it in middle school. And we were like, we're gonna be best friends forever, so we're gonna create this photo bucket, and we have to put our photos into the photo bucket, and maybe like 20 years from now, we can open it up and look at all of our memories. Well, we don't remember the freaking login.
It was something Hollister. I'm pretty sure.
I think it was Hollister X Crombie.
Was that yours?
No.
Okay, then that was ours.
shared
That was
it.
definitely ours. That
But
was definitely
the
ours.
picture was literally like this.
It was a pot with a plant, and Kim was posing with it like this. Oh, we have to find it. It was
This
like,
was the profile picture. You don't have it?
no, to this day, it's my favorite photo Kim has ever taken, and she has taken a lot, as you can see.
Wait, so we met on Xanga.
Yes, we met on Xanga, and then in person. Do you remember lunch?
Oh my god, okay, so we met on Xanga and then you came over to my old house before I moved.
Yes.
And we watched MTV Laguna Beach. That's how we bonded.
Okay, but was Wisehaven before or after school?
Wisehaven, shut up. Shut up. Wisehaven was after because you wanted me to meet all of your popular friends. So I didn't know that I hit the jackpot and Miss Brooke here was in the popular group.
I wasn't in the popular group.
Yes, you were. Stop lying. Why are you still lying till this day?
Don't lie.
You were in the popular
I was
group.
in the popular group. I was friends with a lot of different people at the school.
Really? Really? You want to lie to me now, huh? She was in the popular group. But yeah, you took me to Wisehaven after that. You want to tell them what Wisehaven is? Why are you laughing?
I've not thought about this memory in so long. Okay, Wisehaven is like this public pool that is super expensive in York, Pennsylvania. Or at the time, I remember it being like...
Well, yeah, because we didn't have money.
We did not have the money.
It was like $2.
I think it was like $7 to get in as a guest. Anyways, everybody went there, and so I brought Kim, and she was standing in the shallow end, wanting to show me her
Because
scorpion.
I don't know how to swim.
Do you remember your scorpion?
I was a cheerleader back then. So I was really proud that I was able to do a Scorpio, which...
Scorpio? Is it is that what
A scorpion?
Scorpion.
Basically, you take your leg and you like pull it behind and you touch. I can't do it now. Like, no. Like 27-year-old me cannot do it now. But and then that was like our second time. And then school started and Brooke didn't talk to me. You want to tell them about that? How you finessed me? And then didn't talk to me the first day? Like you didn't even know me?
I feel so sorry about that, and I'm gonna publicly apologize.
She's publicly apologizing. Okay, next question. What is your most embarrassing Kim story? Do I have one about you? Yours is definitely your haircut before prom. And if I can get into this photo bucket, there is a photo there of your haircut.
I was going for like this Carrie Underwood type.
No, babe, that's 8th grade.
Oh, wait.
That's 8th grade
Are you talking
normal.
about- I'm pretty sure it's when I had my yellow shirt. Kim was so mean to me.
No, I wasn't. This story isn't true.
It's so
the
true because
sweater story
No, it was a yellow shirt.
that you stole?
I didn't. What? Where would I steal?
Do you remember you stole? Oh no, you didn't steal. Sorry, I'll take that back. She borrowed my favorite American Eagle yellow striped shirt and lost it. Lost it. You know, I only had a collection of 3 shirts.
No, it wasn't that one because I think you would have complimented me if it was your shirt. But it was this. It was all yellow, and I walked into school. It was like skin tight. I was like, I look good. And then we were in the bathroom, and I'd asked her like, Kim, do I look like fat in this shirt? And she goes, suck it in. And I was like, I look so large.
I think it was your Aeropostale sweater. The sweater?
I don't remember that.
I remember.
Well, I guess this happened twice.
Anyway, so then after that, Brooke told the whole school that I was mean, and I didn't have friends for like 3 months.
No.
Yeah.
It was mean. She literally.
Would you want me to tell you to suck it in now?
Yeah, but like, but the way she worded it was like.
I think we were just really mean to each other.
So
this was in
mean.
high school?
No, it was, yes.
Yeah, freshman year of high school.
But anyways, I had a really bad haircut, and I remember wearing that shirt because we were at later that night. It was a football game, and I took a photo, and you could see my haircut, and it was really choppy and really bad.
Yeah, dude, it was like right before homecoming. I felt so bad for you.
Oh wait, okay, embarrassing story. Kim.
I have a lot.
Well, you all know my favorite one. You already know, so I won't go into details. But when Kim broke into this boy's locker that she was dating, and then the whole school found out that she did it.
Even other school districts.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
bad.
it was great.
Oh, such a good memory. Another.
Okay, so moving on. I'm kidding.
One of my favorite. I don't know if you find this embarrassing. I was at Kim's house and.
Oh.
Wait, are we thinking about the same one? Because
When you got yelled at and I got yelled at? Oh, keep going. Oh, I love it.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
When we went to Payne's house after
No, I was thinking
formal.
about a different.
Oh, which one is this?
So Kim, I don't know if you've ever seen photos of what her bedroom looked like at the time, but I'm gonna set the scene for you. It was pink walls with white big polka dots all over the place.
You know what's funny? It's on Zillow. You know the real estate website?
Is it still painted like that?
Yeah, if you type in my old address, you'll see the pink bedroom.
Oh my god, loved it. So I was sitting on top of the bed, and you were on the floor. Do you remember? Do you remember? And I was taking pictures of you.
What? Babe, that was your bedroom.
No, it was.
JJ was never allowed at my house. I was not allowed boys in the house. What? That was your bedroom, silly. Remember how strict my mom was?
Okay, I didn't set the scene correctly at all. I did not.
You barely were allowed at the house.
Why do I think it was in your room? I just.
It was yours because you ordered pizza. You ordered pizza.
Wait, I'm gonna let you tell that part of the story because I don't want to share your story without you saying it.
Oh my god. It was like my first time in freaking...
Kim wanted a photo shoot. Kim wanted a photo shoot. And so...
Wait, was I literally eating his face?
Yes!
Do you think this is in the photo bucket?
It probably is.
Okay, we're moving on. How was younger Kim and something that's never changed?
Younger Kim was a rebel.
Ooh, I'm ready for yours.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna say younger Brooke too.
Oh.
Younger Kim was a rebel.
Nice. Younger Kim was a rebel. We skipped school. Have you told her about the hooky days?
I'm sure we have. I'm sure I have.
We skipped school
so much in middle school
to go hang out with boys and
to go to Fuddruckers.
We went to Fuddruckers to eat after sneaking out and like sitting on a basketball court for I don't even know how long.
Getting a tan and running into teachers.
Did the boys even come?
They did. They came home and we like all hung out.
Okay, then we went to Fuddruckers and we ran into one of our teachers and we had to run out the back door, and I don't know if she actually saw us or not, but we definitely almost got caught playing hooky.
We lied a lot when we were little. That's mostly because my mom was so strict. We had to get around her somehow.
Kim got yelled at.
Like 24/7.
Favorite memory at her house. Kim's mom speaks like fluent Vietnamese, and I don't know, I can't understand Vietnamese language at all. So we go into the house. It's late. Kim wasn't allowed to go to this movie
after party.
Or was it an after?
It was an after party after 8th grade formal.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, trust me, I remember.
And then we went back to Kim's house to have a sleepover, and her mom, did she find out or?
Dude, okay, obviously you can tell that Brooke is trying her best to erase all the memory of our childhood. It was 8th grade formal.
Yes.
And I was only allowed to go to 8th grade formal, which is like the final dance of 8th grade, right?
Was this when I had that zebra dress?
Oh, yeah. No. I had the zebra dress.
You had
I have that picture.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so it was 8th grade formal. No, you got that really expensive like blue dress and you wanted to like carry Underwood and I gave you a headband.
I wore green.
Oh, wait. I have a story. I wore this yellow dress for 8th grade formal, and I thought I felt so pretty. My mom took me to Charlotte Russe, I think. Is that place out of business? Or I don't even know. My mom took me to Charlotte Russe. I wore this yellow dress with glitter yellow heels, and I was so excited to show my best friend my outfit, and I walked in, and Brooke goes, "You look like you're going to church." That's cute.
She did. You did. You looked very adorable.
But anyways, we went to 8th grade formal. I was only allowed to stay there until 10.
Yes.
Because that's when it ended, and Brooke's mom had to take me home. So 10 rolled around, and there was this kid in our class, Peyton. He like was known for having a party house. Not a party house, but like gathering.
Yeah, it was like...
He lived in Wyndham, right? Wyndham Hills?
No,
he didn't?
I think he lived by the high school.
Oh, I don't remember. No, babe, that's when his parents moved.
Oh. I'm trying to be a reliable source right now.
So we went there for the after party, and so by the time we got there, it's 11. My mom's having a heart attack, and she drives to the middle school. It's completely, empty, and she's calling and calling. So basically, I'm at Peyton's eating, and I don't know if they were drinking, but...
No, we weren't.
No?
We definitely weren't.
Okay, we were like eating and hanging out. I was having a good time. It was like my first time being like out of the cage, kind of. And she called me probably like 60 times from 10 o'clock until 1 in the morning. I did not step into the house until 2 a.m. They thought I was kidnapped.
Why did I sleep over then? I'm shocked she even let me sleep over. I just remember sitting at the top of Kim's staircase.
I made you sleep over because I thought that my mom wouldn't yell at me.
She ripped Kim a new one for like the whole night. Like they were in the kitchen and her mom was screaming at her, but I couldn't understand anything that was happening. I could just tell by the tone that
Oh my
we
god,
were
my
like
mom was so mad.
getting yelled at.
I didn't tell her because I didn't tell her that I was going because I knew she was gonna say no, so I just went anyways. Oh, it was bad. That's why I'm telling you, strict parents raise rebellious kids. Did you ever see each other where you are today?
You go first.
To be honest, no.
What did you see me as?
I mean, I don't know, because high school you is so different from you now. No,
That's
you
true.
now is, I knew that you were gonna like do really big things when you moved to LA. Because you really suffered that summer. Your internship summer.
Oh my god.
You were like, Kim, red hair is really expensive. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. You were considering moving back to York, PA.
I was.
And you did. Didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Kutztown?
Oh, my sophomore year, I spent a semester at a college in Pennsylvania, Kutztown. And it was after going to Lynn University in Florida, which is close to Miami, and so the nightlife was very different. Like we could just drive down to Miami and go to like the clubs and the bars and everything. And when I went to Kutztown, it was like we could go to a house party with like holes in the wall, and I was like, this is so different of a college experience. And then I ended up going back to Lynn.
Yeah, I remember you went to Kutztown. Yeah, I knew you were really serious when you came to LA for the internship. And like you were super motivated. Like she was willing to just like live on the streets as long as she can do what she loves. Like I've never seen someone like so motivated. Like she worked really hard. Even when her job was like really shitty.
It was like the best experience, but it was just, I got paid a really low rate. So in Los Angeles, you need to, the rent is just insane. Honestly, the best 2 years of my life. I mean, it made you so happy. Yeah, it's a media company that focuses on celebrity interviews. So I got to meet so many different cool, creative people, and I would never take it back. But since I was like just starting out, I wasn't making like any money at all.
It was rough. You were really stressed. It was weird because she was really happy but super stressed.
There was 1 month I had to text Kim and I was like, Kim, I can't afford rent.
Oh, I remember that.
And she was like, okay, here you go.
Me.
I paid her back though.
Zell. Here, Zell, just take it. No, Brooke always paid me back, but I remember there were a few times, I think it was during the internship, right? Or were you actually working there already?
I think it was my first year.
It was her first year living in LA, and there were like a few times where I would wake up to like a panic text. You'd be like, oh my god, I can't make rent, but I'll pay you back. She always paid me back right when she got her paycheck. But I was like, oh my god, Brooke. I think at one point I was like, is it worth it? But I knew how much you loved it, and I was like, if she keeps it up, like you gotta start somewhere. And I knew if you keep it up, you'd be somewhere. But you were also scared to leave. I remember you were hesitant about it.
It was hard because it was like I was at a company that what I was doing every day I absolutely loved, but I was not stable whatsoever. So it was tough to leave a place that like brought me so much happiness and move on to like the next chapter.
What was it? What was your next job?
Illumination.
And then what was after that?
Netflix.
Okay, that's the journey. Yeah, so after Brooke got like this really cool job.
I was assisting 2 executive producers at Illumination. So we were working on Minions 2, and which was so cool. The Minions are dope.
I flipped shit when I found out.
Bob's my favorite. I'll just put that out. Have you seen the Minions movie?
I know what they look like, but I don't really know.
Okay. She supports me.
Oh, 100% there. Oh my god, 100%.
Yeah. But that was cool.
And Minion slippers. I supported.
Do you have Minion slippers?
Yeah, Minion slip 3D. You don't...
3D?
I have to get you some. 3D as in like they're big and poofy?
Oh, okay.
She's like, that's not cool enough.
Okay.
And then after that, you recently went to Netflix.
Recently.
Yeah. And then what do you do at Netflix now?
Wait, we didn't answer the question of...
Oh, sorry. Oh, where did you see each other where you are today?
Okay. Kim.
Oh, I forgot I was the other part of the question.
Yeah. You're moving on. I definitely saw Kim, yes, in a lot of aspects. I saw Kim being somebody who would be able to accomplish a lot of her dreams and whatever it is that she was aspiring at the time. Because you're such a passionate person, and that's never changed. Like, you've always been somebody...
What was my passion in high school? Other than boys?
Makeup. You wanted to make makeup videos.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a good memory, bro.
That is a good memory.
Bro,
story.
It's okay. We were young.
Kim wanted to make makeup videos.
Which I made a few.
And it was inspired by Michelle
Fawn.
Michelle Fawn. And I knew then, like, I don't think that she believed that she could become anything like that because you were so focused on, like, medical school. Yeah, there was a lot of pressure for me to be in the medical field. But I loved makeup so much that for prom and homecoming, instead of going, I would charge girls $10 for hair and makeup, and like I would make money while they didn't have to get ready. Oh my god, they probably are like... I made like $150 one time for homecoming. Yeah. I still have... Because I would always see you before homecoming, because you would always do my... I think I did your makeup? Yeah. Yeah. Made it a business. My mom would come home and be like, why are there like 10 girls in your room? But yeah, I definitely... And then I also always imagined Kim finding somebody like Carlos, because you love so much. Aww. And you've always... She's always wanted to like have a family, and you finally have that. So I definitely... That's sweet. Thanks for me. What's the biggest lesson that we've taught each other? You want me to go first? Yeah. The biggest lesson that Brooke has taught me is definitely to always like move. Like you're all... No, not move. Like, oh my god, girl, I'm trying to be deep here. Jesus! Like, keep moving forward. Like, you're always moving. If you think about it, you never stay in one spot. Are you about to laugh? Why are you laughing? Stop laughing. Sorry, that's like... You never stay in one spot. You're like you hustle. True. Like, when college didn't work out, you're like, okay, I need to get my shit together. Like, I need to figure out how to pay the bills. I need to figure it out. And then you literally went from nothing to something. And then, I mean, to be honest, I do not have the balls. I would have never had the balls to do what you did. Move from Florida to LA, not having a plan at all, and just figuring it out. But you never gave up. You just kept going. Yeah, that was last minute. I literally was in the last semester of my master's at the time. And I went to go visit a friend that in LA at the time to go to a Charlie Puth concert. I think, or some concert. And while I was there, I met with the CEO at the company. We had talked, and he was like, well, actually, I'm looking for an assistant. Would you be able to start next week? And I was like, oh my god, I like haven't even moved out here. I took the job, stayed for 2 weeks, stayed with a friend, and then flew back for a week to get all of my stuff from Florida. And I switched my last semester to be online, and I was like in LA right away. It was crazy. I think that's like something that Brooke and I have in common, is that if we want something, we do it. We're like big risk takers, because I would rather know in life that it didn't work out, and rather than like wondering what if, like what if I would have done that? What ifs will keep you up at night, and you don't want that. No, you don't want that. So like we've always gotten along. Like I remember like when we both started our careers in like 2013, 2014. I was still confused. I didn't even think YouTube was a thing until like 2017. Yeah. But I remember just like bouncing ideas back and forth at each other, and I don't think we've ever had a moment where we're like, oh, don't do it, like what if? We're always like, do it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And I think like when I started YouTube, I was so scared, but I remember you were just like, dude, she was like at Gen Beauty, she was like watching the videos. I remember like when I visited my first cosmetic headquarters, I wrote this huge essay about why they should collaborate with me, and Brooke stayed up and re-edited it for me. It was wild. But I think that's the one thing we both taught each other, is to just really take risk in life. Yeah, and to piggyback off that, Kim has always taught me to never give up and to always believe in myself. That's one thing that I would tell her, like the craziest things at the time, like I want to go do this, or I want to go work in entertainment, and everybody in Pennsylvania was like, the chances of you working in entertainment is so slim. And talking to Kim about things, it would be like, oh my god, yeah, like do it. How do you do it? Like, do it. Let's do it. Yeah. And that is something that, if you want to do something, there's a way. You just got, the thing that scares people is the getting started. Yes. If you don't get started, you're never gonna move, you know? So yeah, I think that's the one thing. Okay, we're digging into something else. Was it scary to come out? I know a lot of us in the LGBTQ plus community struggle at first. Absolutely. I struggled with... So growing up, in high school at least, I had only ever been with men. Kim had only ever seen me or heard me talk about guys, because I was never attracted, I never found myself attracted to women in that way. And it wasn't until college I met this awesome chick, love her to death. We're still friends to this day, but I remember when I met her, I was like, why do I feel like
different?
Yeah, like I was like,
you don't know it.
No, I didn't know it. And I was nervous. I was like, why am I nervous around this girl? And I got so like scared and uncomfortable. But I started feeling like so drawn to her that I had never experienced with women, and I was like, maybe do I have a crush on her? Maybe I like her and all this stuff. But it was hard for me to come out because I didn't grow up feeling like I was hiding a secret or anything, because I just didn't think about it then. Where once I finally like had the courage to like tell Kim and like people in my life, I was terrified.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I told you?
Well, she like didn't really tell me. She hesitated, so I had to put the puzzle pieces together because I remember. Wait, what age did you come out?
It was my.
I started school at Dominguez Hills in 2016.
So it had to have been then.
How old were we then? Were we 23?
We're so bad with numbers. 2016. It was definitely 2016. Or 2015. I was...
You know, it's fine. We can just subtract, but we won't do it.
No, I don't know.
So you... Okay, 2016. Okay, well, it's 2021, and we're turning 28 this year. So 2016... 2016, 2017, 2018, 2020, 21. So that was 4 years ago. So 28 minus 4 is 24.
I've been out in LA for about 5 years now.
Okay, anyways, whatever. We were 24 at the time.
I definitely was in my early 20s.
We were 23, 24 when you came out.
Yes.
So keep this in mind, you guys. I had gone 23 years just knowing that, like, Brooke had boyfriends.
I didn't have boyfriends. Kim always says that I like had all these boyfriends.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You had like a collection in high school.
Okay, what would you classify? Would you classify every single...
Oh, yes. You have that thing where you don't count your high school boyfriends except one.
I don't. I feel like I only count relationships if they
that
were
are
serious.
Big. Like mine is like the two.
So you don't count anyone else that you were like seeing?
I think it's funny like when someone brings like somebody up, like... Who did I like briefly date in high school?
You want me to name them all?
Okay. Wait, who did I briefly date in high school? That wasn't a big deal.
We went to the movies with so many people.
Kyle.
Kyle.
Okay,
Kyle.
Like Kyle, I wouldn't count him on the list of boyfriends, but if he brought up, I'd be like, oh my god, I kind of dated him.
Tyler.
Tyler. Yeah, Tyler.
So you would actually count these people?
Tyler, 100%.
Okay. See, I only count like I've
the
actually...
big deals. So to you, you've been in one. There was like, no, one. Just one.
But it was like in high school. I genuinely feel like I've only...
Okay, what I meant is that you were always into penis.
Yeah.
Let's just make it simple. Yes. Yeah, so, anyways. Was it scary?
It was terrifying. It wasn't... I mean, I still to this day, and I know it's a stigma, and I wish that people didn't have to experience this, but I remember anytime that somebody asks me about my dating life, I'll feel like that pit in my stomach of like, oh, I'm about to tell them that like...
Do you feel judged?
I don't know if it's judged. I guess you would call it that. Like, for instance, I remember when I was first talking to my coworkers that I'm currently working with, and we were at like a happy hour, and I was telling a story about how I went on this date with this... I don't even know if I told you. I went on this date with a girl who's a chef, and I...
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And I ordered chicken tenders, and got sick in the bathroom, and it was big mess, whatever. But as I was telling this story, I was afraid to say her pronoun, like to say her, and I was like, why am I...
Because people give you a look.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I've always felt like since liking women, that I've had to come out to every single person that I'm talking to. But I never felt that way talking about men. I would be like, oh yeah, my like ex-boyfriend or this guy that I was dating. But saying like this girl is like... Ooh.
Do you think it's because we still live in this world where people just don't quite understand it? It's not that they don't well, there are people that just don't fully accept it. You know, we don't we don't want that energy. But there are just people who just genuinely don't know about it. So it's different to them. I think because we all grow up being taught boys like girls and girls like boys.
Yeah.
But I think that, I hope that when we have kids, it's going to be completely different.
I hope so too.
Because I think love is love, you know? I just do. I think you can love whoever the fuck you want.
That's fair. I agree.
And it's nobody's business. Jesus. Okay, anyways, before I go off. When did you come out to Kim?
It was
Me eating pizza, I'd be really stressed.
We were at like the food court of her college at the time, and I remember I was like, I have to tell Kim that I like have this big crush on this girl, and it took me the whole meal. Like I was just,
oh my god, it took her 45 minutes just to tell me.
Kim was getting so annoyed with me. One, I knew she had no idea this was coming at all.
I thought she was gonna be like, I'm pregnant, I lost my job, I'm leaving California.
I was panicked the whole time, and I just kept saying like, so I have to tell you something. I have to.
But don't judge me. You were so scared.
And I like couldn't even eat my chicken tenders at the time because I was like terrified. And then did I just tell you?
I think I screamed. I was so happy for you.
Her face was shocked. Like I had just told her something that she.
But I was like, honestly, like my first feeling was like, oh my god, like what? Like tell me more. What is it like? What's going on? Are you dating? Like. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, I remember that. Wait, I don't think we we'll probably deal with it later when you talk about your like professional career. Are you dating anyone now? There's a lot of people that are in
No,
single.
I am not. Okay, but I wanted to ask you this. I was having this conversation with a couple people recently, and you know how we classify as we're either taken or we're single?
Yes.
There's never an in-between of like heartbroken or unavailable. There's
complicated on Facebook. Do you remember when people would do that in high school? Yeah. It's complicated.
Okay, maybe that exists. And okay, you're right. But you know, people say like, "Oh, I'm single," and they're not actually available. Like, would you say that I'm available if somebody asked, or would you say?
Well, are you talking to someone?
No.
Oh, then you're available.
Okay, but people say that, but you could be like heartbroken and you're not mentally available to like actually be single and date other people, you know?
I'm available, but I'm not ready. I'm not looking. Okay. I know what you're trying to say, and I'm trying to explain it in the best way I can. Okay, so what is the scenario? Give me the scenario, and then I'll tell you what I think.
Like, I just find it fascinating because everybody's like, oh, are you single or are you in a relationship? And it's like, that's the only two questions that people ask. It's not like, are you...
I think it's a personal thing. You can straight up be like, yeah, I'm single, but I'm not really looking.
I'm
busy.
I'm busy.
I'm really busy. I was busy for 4 years. I'm busy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I am single.
I'll leave her Instagram down below.
But I'm not looking for anybody.
Yes, okay. You're busy.
I'm busy working and loving myself, and I don't...
You're working on yourself.
Working on myself, yeah.
I just say I'm busy, yeah. Is that your new thing? You're gonna tell people I'm busy?
I'm busy.
I'm single but busy. I'm busy. Oh, why did it take so long for you to come out in your 20s?
I felt like, actually, when I realized that I liked women, I felt like I came out pretty fast.
So you didn't know in high school?
No.
College?
No. I mean, now that looking back and like thinking about my history, I've definitely probably like had crushes on girls, but it was so innocent. Like it was more like, I want to be this person. Like I want to be like this person. And then in college was when I realized like I actually want to be with a girl. And then when I moved to LA was when it really like...
Did you feel relieved?
No, I felt scared.
Oh, because it's new. It's new.
It's new, and it's... Being with women in my experience was so different because it was always so secretive, and it was always so like... I felt like I couldn't talk about it because of the people that I liked, and they weren't ready to discuss like our dynamic or our situation, so I felt like I couldn't discuss it, and then I always felt like I was afraid to tell my friends. I was introduced to being with women in like a very hush-hush way. Oh. So coming out took a little bit longer because it made me feel like...
What's your biggest advice? I feel like there's so many people, you know, boy or girl, anybody that could be going through this, and they could maybe already know but be confused. So like, what would you tell them? Or like, if you had a daughter or a son, what would you tell your kid?
I would say that I completely understand how scary it is to come out to anyone other than yourself, because you have that fear of being judged and all of that. But once you do tell somebody, even if it's your best friend or your family or the person that you like, it's going to feel so liberating and so freeing to be able to just sit with somebody and say, this is who I am. And it's okay that you love whoever you love. It's literally fine, and I'm so sorry that the world makes you feel that you can't share who you are.
Yeah.
So I would just say everybody's on their own timeline. If you're not ready to tell anybody yet, that's totally fine.
It's your story.
It's your story, and you have to be in a place where you feel like you're ready to share. And if that's gonna take a day to years, that's okay, and just be okay with yourself and your journey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely your story. I feel like not just the coming out, but just anything in general in life. I feel like society has this way of like making you feel like you need the answers to everything. Like I said, not just coming out, but like college. Like I feel like growing up, everyone was like, where do you go to college? What do you want to do? Like an 18-year-old rarely knows what they're going to do with the rest of their life, you know? Sometimes in their 30s and 40s, we're still trying to figure ourselves out. And I feel like you don't owe anybody an answer. You don't need to curate an answer for anybody because that's how life is. You're still trying to figure everything out.
Yes, I hate it in college, like just that age of 18 to maybe like 24, when everyone's like, what do you want to do?
I feel like every stage has a different bundle of questions.
Yes.
Like right now, I'm going through like, when are you having kids?
Yes, and I hate when people ask those types of questions. It's like,
okay, the whole kid question is so inappropriate because you don't know when what people are going through.
Yeah, that's true.
But and I feel like in college we battled with, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life? Where are you going? You're going to LA? Like, what if you don't make it? What if you don't make money? Like, you know, people are just crazy.
No, I agree with that. And like, if anybody's going through that, I would say it's okay to not know what you want to do, and you can literally invent and reinvent yourself any age. Like you could be 50 years old and you're like, you know what? I have a new passion and I kind of want to go in this direction, and that is literally fine. So whatever age that you are, I think.
I feel like the younger kids need to hear that because there was so much pressure for us growing up at 18. My mindset at 18 is not how it is now. I did not know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
No, like it's rare for an 18-year-old to have a plan for their life. Like people need to let people live and experience life, and it'll like take them to their passion, you know? Because what did you want to do going into college?
I thought I wanted to go into psychology.
Oh my god, you were a psych major, I forgot.
I was a psych major, and I was like, this is going to be the direction, but I wasn't passionate about it, and I stuck to it because I felt like that was a choice that everyone around me was like, oh yeah, like, good pick, like that's great. And to me, I was like, but I'm not really happy, but I guess
that was me with bio.
Yes!
Remember? I was a nursing major.
Kim was in a very big bio kick. I remember you took so...
I really thought I could be a doctor.
You could. You could
Okay. Thank you. No. I've been watching do you watch Grey's Anatomy?
I watched the first
I'm obsessed.
seasons.
I'm on season 8.
Pick me.
Oh my god, you love that one. Okay, the next one is, my sister's 12. She gave me hints that she likes girls. I come from an Asian family. Do you have any advice?
I feel like we could split this because I'm adopted, so I wasn't raised in a traditional Korean sense. But she's 12 or her sister's 12? Or he?
My sister's 12.
Okay.
She gave me hints she likes girls.
I would say don't push your sister. I would just try to be a supportive person in her life, whether that's like asking about if she likes anybody or has she met anybody, and try not to use specific pronouns, because I remember like when I was like seeing different types of girls. I didn't mean that out. When I was like,
I know what you're saying. Dating.
When I was dating, and people in my hometown would be like, "Oh, have you met any guys yet? Oh, like who is he?" And I felt like if I said she was a girl, that I would be judged. And I know they didn't have bad intentions whatsoever. But when somebody implies like a gender and it may be the opposite gender, it makes that person feel like, oh, now I have to correct them, and then is that going to be awkward that I then...
Yeah.
So I would just say be considerate with how you word your questions, and maybe just let her know that you support whatever it is that she loves, or whoever it is that she loves, where she can feel like you're a safe person to talk to about these types of situations. Yeah,
I agree with Brooke said. I also think that, so in my family, I grew up in an Asian household, and I feel like a lot of my Asian subscribers can relate to this. Not every Asian family is the same, you know, everybody's different. When my nephew came out, well, growing up, we kind of speculated. I was just kind of like, you know, but it was his story to tell, and like he can come out whenever he feels like it. And if he doesn't want to talk about it, like I was always very open to it, so I didn't have any problem with it. But I know personally, my mom is the older generation, so she had a very hard time understanding it. Like she didn't get it, and I know listening to stories, a lot of the older generation not only not understand it, but they think that there's mentally something wrong with you. And I think that is so heartbreaking. And I feel like that's why in the Asian culture, I would think that it feels even scarier to want to come out, knowing that your family might either kick you out or just never accept you. And like when Brooke and I were in school, I don't know if you remember, but there were like a few...
Because I don't remember anything.
Probably. There were like a few stories where like a lot of our friends were coming out, and I remember like them telling their parents, and they like got kicked out. And it was just like heartbreaking. But I think that in this subscriber situation, it's your sister's timing. You know, the most that you can do for her is be her support system, be there for her, because when you're going through something where maybe she doesn't even understand. She's what, 12?
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't even get it. She's like, is this wrong? Like, am I doing something wrong? How am I supposed to feel? And then you know, they grow up in a society now where social media is so loud. When we were growing up, we didn't have social media like this. So I think the best you can be is her sister and her best friend. Yeah. And when she feels ready, then you know, that's her timing. It's her story.
In that age, like, you're such a sponge where how you really take in how people react to whatever it is that you say and feel. Where if she's giving you hints, I would just advise to respond in such a supportive way that she feels like, oh, like this isn't actually a big deal. Like I can tell you that I like have a crush on so and so, and feel safe in doing that. Yeah. Where do we see each other in 5 years? I see Kim.
I see you being like really rich.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, keep going. Let's manifest.
We're all about manifesting. I see you being like really rich, super stable, buy your own house.
My own house?
And I see you moving up, but I don't see it being Netflix. I see you doing something way bigger, because that's how your career's been. You've been like climbing. I see you doing something bigger.
You see me buying a house? That's a commitment.
I see you being really well off, girl.
So you see me being single?
Oh. Whoa.
I am alone.
No, you're not alone. You're happy. You don't need anybody. People are great. Like, people should be grateful to have you in their life. I see you being very happy.
Okay. I see Kim.
You're just so independent.
I know.
You know? I feel like when you do settle down, that's how I know that this person is fucking amazing, because you're so independent. You always like, you never really need anybody. Me, on the other hand, I'm just like, I love, you know? But I know when you settle down that it's going to be with the right person.
Okay. I see Kim and Carlos with your pups. Oh. I could see you...
That are crying for your attention.
That are currently crying.
At the door.
I bet you it's Cooper. Love them. I see you considering kids. I don't know if you would already have kids in 5 years, but I definitely would see you and Carlos taking a step to expand your family in any type of capacity, whether that's kids or animals or just expansion. And I see you...
No, but they know it's a business.
Okay. I see you starting new businesses.
Dang, let's go some manifestation. I like this. Do you have a manifesting journal? Did I tell you need to get one?
I don't have that, but have you ever used, or not used, but have you ever lit intention candles?
Yes. I do it on... You're supposed to do it on full moons.
Oh, okay.
No?
I've been doing it just
whenever. No, you can do it whenever, babe. But if you like write down things that you're manifesting in present tense and then burn it.
Yes.
But I also have a journal where you manifest, where you write in present tense. So like, say like you want to be, I don't know, CEO of Netflix, whatever, I'll just make it up. You write like, I am grateful, I am the CEO of Netflix. Like, you're manifesting in present tense. I am grateful, I am making more money.
Okay.
You know, I am grateful I bought a house. Like, you have to manifest like it already happened
Do you have a French fry just chilling?
No, it's not a French fry. It's Clem's stick.
Oh, I've been staring off screen for a good like 10 minutes, wondering if there's a one single French fry chilling over there by the bowl.
Let's see. Someone asked, I'm adopted myself, and I wanted to know what it was like for you. You better answer quick. We're running on low battery.
Oh shit. Being adopted, my family, my mom and my dad are both Caucasian.
I love her mom and
dad.
My mom
says hello.
Oh, I love your mom. Her mom's name is Kim. We always joked about that growing up.
And I recently actually talked to them about how when I was little, I never wanted to hear anything about being Korean. And my parents had there's a big box that they have with all of my stuff from Korea that I came in.
I love that.
And just memories and stuff like that they've been wanting to look at like with me. And so we've actually never done it because growing up I was like, I don't want to look at it. Like, I'm so happy being like with this family, and I don't
knowing what you know.
Yeah, but then it wasn't until all of the Asian hate stories that came out made me realize that I didn't want to look at it, because when I was little, I used to get like little like elementary school, I used to get made fun of like, why does your mom look like that, when it would be like
kids, they suck,
parent day or whatever when they come. And I used to never want to learn about any information of where I came from.
Isn't it weird that like I feel like because like I've talked about this before, where I feel like when we grew up it was just so Caucasian.
Yes.
I was so embarrassed to be Asian.
Yes.
Like I remember someone asked me, they were like, why doesn't your mom know English? Like, she's been in America for like 20 years. And they were like, how does she drive? Like, she can't read the street signs. And I was like, at the time, you don't have enough willpower or confidence to like fuck them up, because now I would just fuck them up, you know? Like back then, it just made it silenced you.
Yes.
Like, you were so embarrassed. Like, I was so embarrassed to be Asian.
Yes.
So, and it wasn't until I moved to Orange County, where it's so diverse, that I was like, I fucking love my culture.
Yes.
I was like, why would I want to be embarrassed, you know?
When I was in college, there were like a couple friends who, at the time, I know that their intentions weren't mean by any means, but they would say like, oh, you're my little Twinkie, because you're like yellow on the outside.
Oh my God.
You're yellow on the outside and you're white on the inside, because I was raised by like a white family.
But those hurt.
But at the time, it didn't hurt, because I was so used to those comments, and it wasn't until...
It sucks when you get used to it.
Exactly. And, but just now hearing so many other people's stories, it made me realize that I am very interested to hear more about like my adoption story, and my parents and I have been talking about that a lot.
Yeah.
So when I go home, I'm gonna look in the box. But yeah.
I love that. What was your major in college? I think we covered that. You were journalism.
Journalism.
And then if you guys are wondering how she ended up in LA, I think we already talked about that. It was just kind of crazy. When Brooke told me that she was moving to LA, I think I almost cried. Because after we left Pennsylvania and we graduated high school, Brooke moved to Florida to go to college, and I moved to California. And there was like maybe 2 or 3 years where we stopped talking.
Yeah.
Because we were just going through so much in life. I was going through a really bad depression, 18 and 19. And it was really hard for anybody to understand. And then Brooke was just also going through her own thing, where you're like, what the hell am I going to do with my life?
Yeah.
I'm in a different state away from mom and dad. Like, I think we're just going through a lot in our 20s.
The thing that I love about our dynamic in our relationship is that ever since we were little, Kim has always been somebody that, even if we're not talking for a series of days to months to however long, I knew that she was always somebody that I could come to if I ever needed anything.
We are the type of friends, like, we have a different friendship. We can go 6 months without talking and like hang out with each other like nothing happened.
Yes, like it's like still middle school.
Yeah, it's like I don't get offended that I don't hear from her. I mean, I stalk you on Instagram. But like, we catch up with each other. We check in. We're like, hey, how are you? I saw you did this. Congrats. But like, the last time I saw Brooke was actually in October. She was there at the engagement or the proposal. And that was the last time I saw her. Now it's April. And nothing's ever changed. And I love that.
Yeah, I agree.
But what is your typical day like at Netflix?
So I just got promoted this past week to the production supervisor. It's been a long work week. To the production supervisor.
She works a lot.
In,
wish I never see her, that's why.
Every time Kim calls, I'm always like, I'm in a meeting, I can't answer you. But I work in the story and editorial department on this TV show. I don't know how much I can say. I can say the name.
Don't get fired.
It's called Blue Eye Samurai. It's an adult animated show that's going to be on Netflix. I think in 2010.
Ooh.
I don't know when. But we haven't released anything other than the name and the cast. But it's almost a
I love that
full Asian cast.
I'm like so proud of you.
It's
Do you know I say like my best friend Brooke works at Netflix.
And I'm always like, my best friend Kim like has her own brand and company.
Yeah,
so
my best friend Brooke works at Netflix. We grew up in this small town, and she works at Netflix now.
No, but I work with like a typical day. It's meetings. It's a lot of.
It's a lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee. But meetings from like 9 to 6, and it's awesome because I get to sit with in like an editorial session. For instance, I'm in there with the showrunners who are the writers, executive producers, and they are giving their notes on the cut with the director and with the editor. And I work with.
Do you feel intimidated?
I don't know if you've all heard of Imposter Syndrome.
Oh, I thought you meant the show on Netflix.
No.
What's that?
It's when you're in a situation where you don't feel like you actually are like ready for that. So for instance,
Me at Urban Decay?
Yes, exactly. Where it's like you have this fear, and I remember
and you're mute.
Yes.
You have this like thing in your throat and you can't express your ideas.
Yes. I remember just this week, I was sitting in a meeting with all of these incredibly talented people working that came from live action films and Marvel and like all of this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God,
that's amazing.
I am like so inexperienced with everybody in this room, and I'm terrified that I'm not like going to be able to keep up, you know?
Yeah.
But the week went well. And
remember what I always remind you. You got this job for a reason.
I know.
You were put in this position.
Yes.
For a reason, because you can handle it.
Yes, and it's been incredible. But yeah, I take notes for anybody who's either the director or the showrunner giving notes, and then I get to actually watch them cut the episodes together. So I get to see it go from just artwork to a full like animatic cut of what was written on the page.
Okay, let's end it on a good note.
Okay.
If you could recommend one Netflix show, we got 54 seconds. Name one Netflix show, and then we gotta go. That you recommend.
Oh my God, I don't know. This is so stressful. Never Have I Ever, because I'm obsessed with Mindy Kaling, and
we gotta go.
Good show. Okay, bye. See ya. It was fun hanging.
Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna leave Brooke's social down below if you guys want to follow her. One of my best friends. Like, ride or die right here.
If you have any questions.
Oh, let's do a part 2. We'll do a part 2.
Yeah.
Leave your questions down below. We're working on part 2 for you guys. Bye.
Bye.